Welcome back, guys. Last lesson was an extremely important lesson, so make sure you took everything in. Now we're going to be talking about major market participants. It's very important for you to understand exactly who these people are because they're responsible for majority of the big movement in the market. Therefore, it's extremely important to not only understand who they are, but also study their movement. In this lesson, we'll overview commercial banks and central banks, hedge funds, and retail traders. So definitely take notes, and again, use the list of bullet points to help guide you through this lesson. The first major market participants are commercial banks. These commercial banks are known as market makers. There are also a small number of banks that sit at the top of the foreign exchange market. They control the majority of the world's money, heavily influencing every which way the market moves. These particular banks also deal with central banks, which is also the second major market participant. The central banks are some of the most influential players in the foreign exchange market. Central banks deal with the overall economy's plan for growth because they stem from monetary policy. Understanding these things are the premise of understanding how the economy handles inflation, deflation, and interest rates. It's very important for us to know what the central bank's position is on interest rates because interest rates are what determines the country's money supply overall, along with the overall global rate. So I'm going to give you guys a brief overview about the news now, and I'm going to dive a little bit deeper once you guys go over the fundamental portion of the course. But fundamental analysis is something that's extremely important when it comes to the market. And if you all get to the point where you become fundamental traders, it's going to be even more imperative. But for now, I want you guys to understand how high impact news causes a lot of volatility in the market because market volatility is basically where there's going to be a lot of movement, which causes price to make big swings in a very short amount of time. Interest rates are one of the things that cause this movement, as well as FOMC, central bank rate decision, GDP, which is gross domestic product, CPI, unemployment rates, and speeches. The next major player are banks and financial institutions. Banks are involved in foreign exchange rate transactions for a number of reasons rather than for personal or business. They deal with large amounts of volume at any given time, which means that they have the ability to move the market massively. Speculators also work with them, which they have the ability to drive up prices up and down because they have an immense amount of capital and a lot of liquid to bring about volatility. Another major market participant are hedge fund managers as well as fund managers, which protect companies from major losses while doing foreign trade. They trade in exchanging their money for future prices right now, keeping the prices low and keeping them at a fixed rate. Lastly, we have retail traders, which are people like you and I. We get in, trade based on how the market is moving, and trade with the momentum of the market due to our capital not being large enough to move the actual market. So, now that we've gone over market participants, it's easy to see your role that we actually play. However, it isn't too much of a big one, but more importantly, how we capitalize with the big guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see you soon.